Do you enjoy working on task force?
I loved it, man. It was so I was on an FBI uh, gang and violent crime task force called their State Streets Task Force Initiative. I was at training, and I get a call that there was a jewelry store robbery in Southfield, and video shows them coming in with sledgehammers, and they were smashing out the case, and they were taking Rolexes, stuff like that. And well, this had been a big thing going on in the Detroit area. Like they were getting hit all over the place. But at the time, in the 2010s, 2000 teens, however you want to call it, police departments still weren't really communicating that well. You know what I mean? Like this is our case. Yeah, you have the same case, but this is ours. And so they weren't communicating. And so I ended up making an arrest on that case. And because I made an arrest on that case, I ended up interviewing the guy. And he ended up providing information into the criminal organization and what they were involved in. And it broke it wide open. And we ended up solving that. We ended up arresting like 3, 4 guys off of that case. And then I ended up taking that case to interviewing for the task force when we were getting assigned to the task force, and it wasn't even a thought. They took me on, and I brought that case with me because he had told me that they were going out of state doing these, and that as a result of going out of state doing them, and he was an informant, so I can say he, right? But them going out of state, he was telling me like what they were doing, how they were doing it, all this stuff, and what to look for. Um, and I ended up taking that case to the FBI task force. And in a year and a half, my partner on that task force and I ended up indicting 48 subjects with interstate robbery, and then also charging 6 subjects stateside with various possession of stolen goods, conspiracy, things like that didn't fit the parameters of what they wanted at the federal level. So 48 people in 18 months, absurd. Like it's unheard of at the federal government because everything takes so long in the court system. But it was so we were dealing with 2 to 3 robberies a week, and we were in reaction mode a lot of the time and flying all over the country to interview people that got locked up because nobody knew the case better than my partner and I. So instead of having some agent or detective there do the interview, we'd fly out there and talk to them and interview them. And our assistant U.S. attorney on that case, God bless his heart, he's since moved on to other sections, but he even said he's like, I've never processed a case this fast ever. Grand jury after grand jury, affidavit after affidavit, and yeah, we did 48. We ended up there was like 2 main ringleaders, and one of them we arrested fairly quickly. The other one bought a new identity and moved to Arizona, and he was actually up until 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? No, I was still with the Secret Service at the time. Um, so it was actually 2019. So it was a lot more than 2 years ago. It just time flies. Um, we got a tip, and he was actually on the FBI top most wanted list. So he was so elusive, and he had been involved in so much, millions of dollars of jewelry store robberies, that he was on their most wanted list next to like terrorists and stuff like that. And that case that I had in 2014 alone, Jared Jewelers, just in 2014, off of that crew, was at a loss of $29 million. And Rolex Jewelers were at a loss of $17 million just off of those guys.